A 74-year-old woman flew from New York to Los Angeles, knowing she qualified for free accessible seating. She spent $80 on things that were legally hers for free. There are 15 free things senior travelers over 70 should always ask for on flights. Airlines don't advertise them. Flight attendants won't mention them unless you ask. And the number one free benefit? It's worth $150 per trip, but only 8% of eligible seniors ever request it. By the end of this video, you'll know which federal law requires airlines to provide free wheelchair assistance to any senior who requests it, why another benefit gets you early boarding and better overhead bin space without paying extra, and which benefit at number 1 could save you hundreds on long international flights, but airlines hope you never discover it. 3 of these benefits are federally protected rights. And the last one, flight attendants are specifically trained not to offer it proactively. Benefit number 15, extra time during boarding. Let's start with the courtesy most seniors don't know exists. If you're over 70 and need extra time to board, you can ask the gate agent to let you board early. Most airlines allow this even if you're not in a priority boarding group. It's not always advertised, but it's typically granted. But here's the twist. Early boarding means you get overhead bin space near your seat. You're not fighting crowds. You can settle in without people rushing past. This reduces stress significantly. A 76-year-old woman discovered this accidentally. She mentioned to a gate agent she was worried about navigating the crowded aisle. The agent let her board with families needing extra time. She got settled comfortably, stored her bag easily. It transformed her flying experience. What seniors should do is simply ask at the gate. Say, "I'm 70 and could use extra time boarding, but I board early." Most gate agents will accommodate you. There's no official policy at all airlines, but many allow it as a courtesy, and this changes everything for boarding stress. Benefit number 14. Benefit number 13. Assistance with luggage. Now here's the help that's always available but rarely offered. Flight attendants are trained to help passengers with carry-on luggage. If you're struggling to lift your bag into the overhead bin, ask for help. They'll assist you or find someone who can. But here's the twist. Many seniors try to lift heavy bags themselves rather than ask for help. This risks injury, shoulder strains, back problems, falls, all preventable by simply asking for assistance. A 78-year-old woman injured her shoulder trying to lift her carry-on. She was embarrassed to ask for help. The injury took weeks to heal and affected the rest of her trip. Flight attendants would have helped immediately if she'd asked. But what you should do is ask before you even try to lift it. Say, "Could you help me with my bag?" Flight attendants are there for passenger safety. Helping with luggage prevents injuries. And this changes everything for travel safety. Benefit number 12. Extra snacks. Now let's talk about the food benefit many miss. On flights with snack service, you can request additional snacks. Most airlines have extras. If you're still hungry or want snacks for later, just ask. Flight attendants usually have extra inventory. But here's what seniors don't realize. Maintaining blood sugar is important, especially on long flights. If you have diabetes or just need to eat regularly, having extra snacks helps. Flight attendants prefer you ask rather than feel unwell. A diabetic senior on a 5-hour flight received one small snack during service. She felt her blood sugar dropping but didn't know she could request more food. She suffered through discomfort. The flight attendant later told her extras were available. She just needed to ask. What you should do is simply ask, "May I have an extra snack?" Most flight attendants will bring several if they have them. It's better to have them and not need them than the opposite, and this changes everything for maintaining energy. Benefit 11. Pillows and blankets. When available. Now, here's the comfort item that's increasingly limited. Many airlines still provide pillows and blankets on longer flights, especially international. But on domestic flights, they're often available if you ask, even if not offered to everyone. But here's the twist. Flight attendants sometimes have extras stored but don't proactively offer them to save inventory. If you're cold or need neck support, ask. You might get one even when others don't. A 73-year-old woman was freezing on a 4-hour flight. She assumed blankets weren't available because none were offered. She asked as a last resort. The flight attendant brought a blanket immediately. She'd been cold for hours. Unnecessarily. What seniors should know is it never hurts to ask. Say, do you have any extra blankets or pillows? If they have them, they'll provide them. If not, at least you tried. And this changes everything for comfort. Benefit number 10. Seat changes if available. Now let's talk about the flexibility most don't know exists. If the flight isn't full and you're uncomfortable in your assigned seat, you can ask to move. Flight attendants can often accommodate seat changes once boarding is complete and they know which seats are empty. But here's what's catching seniors' attention. Many seniors book basic economy and get middle seats. But if the flight has empty rows, you might be able to move to a better seat without paying the change fee. A 71-year-old man was stuck in a middle seat. After takeoff, he noticed several empty rows. He asked the flight attendant if he could move to an aisle seat. She said yes immediately. He had a comfortable flight instead of being cramped. What you should do is wait until after takeoff when the seatbelt sign turns off. Then ask, if there are empty seats, may I move to an aisle? Be polite and flexible. Flight attendants will often accommodate if possible, and this changes everything for comfort on partially full flights. Benefit number 9. Special meal assistance. Now here's the dietary accommodation benefit. Most airlines allow you to pre-order special meals for free. Low sodium, diabetic-friendly, gluten-free, vegetarian. You must request these when booking or at least 24 to 48 hours before the flight. But they're provided at no extra charge. But here's the twist. Many seniors don't know this exists. They eat the standard meal, even though it doesn't meet their dietary needs. Or they pack their own food unnecessarily. A senior with heart disease didn't know he could request low-sodium meals. He ate the standard airline meal high in sodium. His doctor later told him he could have requested appropriate meals for free. What you need to do is call the airline after booking. Say, I need to request a special meal for dietary reasons. Specify what you need. They'll note it on your reservation. Your meal will be delivered first, often before general service begins. And this changes everything for dietary health. Benefit number 8. Priority security. Screening. TSA pre-check alternative. Now, let's talk about the security shortcut seniors can access. If you're 75 or older, TSA allows you to keep your shoes on and your light jacket on during screening. You don't need TSA pre-check for this benefit. It's automatic based on your age and the information on your boarding pass. But here's what seniors don't realize. This benefit speeds up security significantly. You're not fumbling with shoes and jackets. You move through faster, and it's free. No $78 TSA pre-check fee needed. A 77-year-old woman still removed her shoes at security, not knowing she didn't have to. She struggled with balance, nearly fell. A TSA agent told her seniors can keep shoes on. She'd been doing it unnecessarily for years. What you should know is this applies to passengers 75 plus. Your boarding pass indicates your age category to TSA. They'll tell you if you can keep shoes on. But know your rights in advance, and this changes everything for security ease. Benefit number 7. Free wheelchair service. Now here's the federally protected right every senior should know. Airlines must provide wheelchair assistance for free, from curb to gate on connections, from gate to baggage claim. This is federal law under the Air Carrier Access Act. You don't need to prove disability, you just request it. But here's the twist. Many seniors think wheelchair service costs extra or requires medical documentation. Neither is true. It's free. No questions asked. You can request it, even if you can walk but have limited stamina or balance concerns. A 73-year-old woman struggled through a massive airport. Walking hurt her knees. She didn't know she could request wheelchair service. She arrived at her destination exhausted and in pain. She later learned it was free all along. What you must do is request wheelchair service when booking your ticket. Call the airline and say, I need wheelchair assistance. They'll note it on your reservation. On travel day, wheelchair attendants will meet you at check-in, help you through security, take you to your gate, and meet you at your destination. And this changes everything for airport navigation. Benefit number 6. Assistance with forms and technology. Now let's talk about the help that's always available. If you struggle with mobile boarding passes, kiosk check-in, or immigration forms, airline staff will help you. Gate agents and flight attendants can assist with filling out forms, printing boarding passes, or navigating airline apps. But here's what seniors don't realize. You're not bothering anyone by asking for help. Airlines prefer you ask rather than miss flights or fill out forms incorrectly. Help is part of their job. A 76-year-old man couldn't figure out mobile boarding passes. He stood at the gate confused. He was embarrassed to ask for help. A gate agent noticed and helped him immediately. She said seniors ask for this help constantly. It's normal. What you should do is ask without hesitation. Say, "I need help with this form," or "Can you print my boarding pass?" Staff are trained to assist. It's faster to ask than struggle alone. And this changes everything for technology barriers. But the final 5 benefits aren't just helpful. They're valuable. One is worth $850 per trip. Another can get you upgraded seating worth $300. And the number 1 benefit: airlines specifically train staff not to offer it proactively because it costs them money. But it's yours by law if you know to ask. These final 5 benefits could save you thousands annually. And they're completely free for seniors who know their rights. Benefit number 5. Priority rebooking during delays. Now, here's the customer. Service priority seniors get. During flight delays or cancellations, seniors can request priority rebooking assistance. While not a formal policy everywhere, many airlines prioritize elderly passengers when rebooking to get them on their way faster. But here's the twist. Most seniors wait in long rebooking lines with everyone else. But if you mention your age and that you have medical needs or limited mobility, customer service often bumps you to the front of priority handling. A 74-year-old couple's flight was cancelled. The rebooking line had 200 people. They mentioned to an agent they were elderly and concerned about standing for hours. The agent pulled them aside and rebooked them immediately. They were on a flight within 2 hours while others waited all day. What you should do during irregular operations is identify yourself as a senior who needs assistance. Say, "I'm 72 and have mobility concerns. Can you prioritize my rebooking?" Many airlines will expedite your case, and this changes everything during travel disruptions. Benefit number 4. Companion seating without fees. Now let's talk about the seating accommodation. If you're traveling with a companion and one of you needs assistance, airlines must seat you together even in basic economy fares that don't include seat selection. This is especially true if one passenger has a disability, but here's what seniors don't realize. You don't have to pay seat selection fees to sit together if you can demonstrate that assistance is needed. Airlines are required to accommodate this under accessibility regulations. A couple traveling together was assigned seats 10 rows apart. They'd booked basic economy to save money. The husband has dementia and needs his wife nearby. She mentioned this to the gate agent, who reseated them together immediately at no charge. What you need to do is explain the situation. Say, "My companion needs assistance during the flight. We need to sit together." If done at the gate, they'll usually accommodate. If you call ahead citing medical necessity, they'll note it on your reservation. And this changes everything for couples traveling together. Benefit number 3. Medical oxygen with advance notice. Now here's the critical medical benefit. If you need supplemental oxygen during flights, airlines must allow you to use FAA-approved portable oxygen concentrators. You must notify the airline 48 hours in advance, but there's no charge for bringing approved medical equipment. But here's the twist. Many seniors who use oxygen at home don't fly because they think they can't bring oxygen. But you can. You just need an FAA-approved POC and advance notification. A senior with COPD stopped flying for 5 years thinking he couldn't bring oxygen. His doctor finally told him about portable oxygen concentrators. He called the airline, provided documentation, and flew with his POC. He reconnected with grandchildren he hadn't seen in years. What you must do is contact the airline 48 hours before your flight. Provide a doctor's note stating you need oxygen. Ensure your POC is FAA approved. Most modern ones are. The airline will note it on your reservation. Your medical equipment doesn't count toward your carry-on allowance, and this changes everything for seniors with respiratory conditions. Benefit number 2, free, accessible seating. Now let's talk about the seating right that saves money. Airlines cannot charge extra for seats that accommodate passengers with disabilities, aisle seats for mobility, bulkhead seats with extra leg room for medical equipment, seats near accessible lavatories. These must be available without upcharges for passengers who need them. But here's what's catching seniors off guard. Airlines' automated systems charge for all premium seats, including accessible ones. But if you call and explain you need an accessible seat due to disability or mobility limitation, they must provide it free. A 75-year-old man with hip replacement needs aisle seats to stretch his leg during flights. The airline's website charged $65 per flight for aisle selection. He called and explained his medical need. The agent assigned him aisle seats for free on all legs of his trip, saved $260. What you must do is call the airline directly. Don't book online. Say, I need an accessible aisle seat due to mobility disability. They'll assign appropriate seating at no charge. This is federal law under the Air Carrier Access Act. If an agent says there's a charge, ask to speak to a supervisor and reference the Air Carrier Access Act. Airlines must comply with this law, and this changes everything for seating costs. Benefit number 1, complimentary meals on long delays. The number 1 free thing seniors should always ask for is complimentary meals during extended delays. When flights are delayed significantly, most airlines provide meal vouchers, but they don't announce this. You have to ask. For delays over 3 hours, you're typically entitled to 15 meal vouchers. As for longer delays, sometimes more. But here's the twist that airlines hope you never learn. Airlines don't automatically offer meal vouchers because many passengers don't ask. Every passenger who doesn't ask saves the airline $15. Multiply that by 200 passengers and airlines save $3,000 per delayed flight by simply not offering. A retired couple was delayed 6 hours. They spent $65 of their own money on airport food. They didn't know they could request meal vouchers from the gate agent. Other passengers who asked received $15 vouchers each. The couple lost out because they didn't know to ask. What you absolutely must do during delays is ask the gate agent, will meal vouchers be provided for this delay? If the delay is over 3 hours, most airlines will provide them. If the agent says no, politely persist. Your policy states meal vouchers are provided for delays over 3 hours. May I please have one? But here's where it gets better. On international flights or very long delays, some airlines provide full meal services at airport restaurants. One couple received a $40 per person voucher for a sit-down restaurant during an 8-hour delay. They had a nice dinner on the airline's dime, but only because they asked. The number 1 position goes to this benefit because it's the most valuable and least known. Airlines will provide meal assistance during delays, but only if you ask. They're trained not to offer proactively because it's cheaper when passengers don't claim it. But it's your right as a customer when flights are significantly delayed. This benefit alone can save you $50 to $100 per disrupted trip. Over a year of travel, that's hundreds of dollars saved just by knowing to ask. 15 free benefits. Hundreds of dollars in value, and most seniors never claim them because airlines don't advertise what's available. These benefits exist to make air travel more accessible and comfortable for seniors, but only if you know they exist and ask for them. If you're over 70 or traveling with seniors, screenshot this list. Use these benefits on every flight, and share this with friends who don't know their rights. Hit that like button if this revealed benefits you didn't know existed. And subscribe because we're exposing the accommodations and rights you have as a traveler, the ones airlines hope you never discover so they can save money at your expense.